Hi, this is Amy with Notes from Past Amy, and I want to share this page in a notebook that I've recently finished. These are my 3 favorite pink inks, and this is the only one that came in a bottle, like ready to use, that I actually use as the color it was intended. This is the Robert Oster Rose Gold Antiqua, and I have found that I prefer it in this pink Lamy. This is a medium nib, and it just works well. This is a very pretty ink, super sparkly, so it clogs just about everything, and I don't want it pouring onto the page, so this has been my best pen for it. I haven't actually used this pen for it since I first received the ink, and it was one of my first inks, but we are going back to this because I have good memories of this ink with this pen, and that's more than I can say for any of the other combinations I've tried. This is a combination that I have made with some of the reds, pinks, darker cherry colors in my collection. Recently, I acquired these pink colors from the pen company, and soon realized that I wasn't going to use them as plain colors. This is just too bright. This is too bright. My eyes are very sensitive. This is too dark and red. This one we will see. According to the band, they are very similar. I'll have to check my color chart again. This one I could see using on its own. It was somewhere, it said it was a dupe for Noodler's Black Swan and Australian Roses, so I would kind of like to try that one by itself, but these other ones, like, either I've given them a really good run, or I just know they're too bright after one run, and I'm not going to use them on their own. This one I have used on its own, but it is also an ingredient that I pulled from the shelf to mix with some of these and make the bottom 2 colors here. This is 60 ml, so double what's in one of these smaller bottles. It has a nice purpley tint to it, and that's the difference between Syrah and Black Cherry. They are rather similar, but this one is much more red, and this one has a purple tint to it. And for some reason, my eyes really prefer the Black Cherry. I don't mind using that one as a standalone ink color, but since I've got so much, and I was having so much fun mixing, I used it in some recipes as well. This one I call Gentle Magenta, and I tend to use it in this pen. This is the first pen I've used it in, but I also tried Deep Magenta in this pen, and it was just too bright. It didn't match the sparkly bit enough, and it bothered me. So when that ran out, I decided to make my own magenta, and I call this Gentle Magenta. It's more purple, it's not as bright. I like it so much better. It does make the sparkles look a little bit more pink when against this ink, but I really like it. So this is a fine. There's no sparkles or anything in these bottom 2 colors. It works great. This pen I've used sparkles with no problem. I have not tried this ink in this pen. The other ink that I have problems finding a good pen for is the Diatramentis Pearlescent ink in Brilliant Violet Copper. Those 2 inks, this and the Pearlescent, are so sparkly. There's so much shimmer in them. Yeah, you just have to find the right pen because they're beautiful inks when you can get it out of the pen. And then I forgot to mention this pen. I recently acquired this Lamy All-Star in Vibrant Pink. It matches my perfectly pink color so well. I actually had to wait for the pen. I mixed this up probably a week or so before this pen arrived, and they pair so perfectly. Such a good match. This is the first ink and only ink I've had in that one, so I did finish this page recently. But it's a 1.9, and I could have added glitter to it and it still would handle beautifully, I'm sure. I've actually thought of excuse me, adding glitter and maybe another ink or whatever I have to do to make this a lighter version, because I really love this color of pink. This is a little bit vintage. It's lovely, but it's a little like dark browny muted vintage, and I really love these too. So I might play around with this base mixture, and it's already like 3 colors, but you know, I might do more with it and add some sparkles and make it something shimmery and another fantastic color for this pen. We will see. But I wanted to document this before I forgot what I was doing, and which pens I had used for this page and all the things. So hopefully you found this inspiring, helpful, useful, just interesting. It doesn't matter really. Either way, thanks for watching, and I do hope you got something out of this, but regardless, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.